What does the country do in the middle of a tragedy? The floods in Bangladesh, for example, that till now have claimed 59 lives, among them 6 women and 12 children. A country can either rally forces, seek help and control the damage, or it can look for fall guys and villains. Rather unfortunately, Bangladesh seems intent on doing the latter, and they have managed to zero in on one bad guy, India. This amplified by some useful voices who parachuted into Dhaka and decided that India is to blame for the Bangladesh floods despite the country's factual rebuttal. CNN and Al Jazeera are a case in point. Finally, India had to firmly reiterate that the narrative of the CNN report is misleading, factually not correct, and ignores the facts mentioned in the press releases issued by the Government of India clarifying the situation. They have also ignored that we have regular and timely exchanges of data and critical information between the two countries through existing joint mechanisms for water resources management, unquote. This was said by the spokesperson for the Ministry of External Affairs in India.
We've seen the CNN report on the flood situation in Bangladesh. Its narrative is misleading and suggests that India is somehow responsible for the floods. It is factually not correct and ignores the facts mentioned in the press releases issued by the Government of India clarifying the situation. They also have ignored that we have a regular and timely exchange of data and critical information between the two countries through existing joint mechanisms for water resources management.
The CNN report on the Bangladesh situation surfaced around the 27th of August. The report on a boat in a flood-affected district called Feni said, and I quote, "We're on the border with India, and as far as the Bangladeshis are concerned, this has been caused by India." There are reports that the floodgates of one of their dams just across the border was opened on Wednesday, and that created the surge of water that has now spread over 10 districts, affecting more than 4 million people. The report goes on to say, India denies this, but they do say that when the water levels reach a certain height, there is automatic release. There has been a no apology from India. And as far as Bangladeshis are concerned, they are furious, unquote. Now this begs the question, what are these reports relied upon to allege on August 27 that opening of floodgates by India was responsible for drowning Bangladesh, when already the MEA in India had released a detailed clarification to all of these points on August 22 itself? The Indian External Affairs Ministry clarified the following. 1. That the catchment areas of the Gumti River that flows through Bangladesh and India has witnessed the heaviest rains of this year, and that is what has primarily caused the flood. By the way, the state of Tripura in India is badly affected, where over 30 lives have been lost. 2. What the MEA said is that the dam being blamed is, by the way, located very far from the India-Bangladesh border, not just across the border as some are alleging. It is over 120 kilometers upstream. And 3. That India transmitted real-time flood data to Bangladesh right up till 1500 hours on August 21, that is 3 p.m. on the 21st of August, after which it was flooding that caused a power outage, and even then India tried to use alternative means of communication to try and warn Bangladesh about what was happening. And yet, the CNN report says, and I quote, "There was no warning in this case." It must be understood that Bangladesh is downstream from 3 rivers that originate in the Himalayas: the Ganga, Brahmaputra and Meghna. Approximately 405 rivers flow through the country, of which 57 are transboundary. And among these, 54 are shared between India and Bangladesh. The total basin area of these 3 rivers is approximately 1.72 million square kilometers, of which only 7% lies within Bangladesh. The rains that this region experienced were unprecedented. Bangladesh suffered. So did India. In fact, the Dhaka Tribune from July this year reports a meeting that the then PM of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, had convened, where she asked officials to be prepared for floods in Bangladesh in August. The Met Department of Bangladesh had warned way back in July that floods would sweep the country in August. Maybe CNN missed that lack of communication. The strange thing is that a report is a commentary. That report is a commentary that repeats a charge against India multiple times and simply gives the source of information as far as Bangladeshis are concerned. As far as Bangladeshis are concerned, it says this has been caused by India. As far as Bangladeshis are concerned, they are furious. As far as Bangladeshis are concerned, India has apologized. Well, as far as India is concerned, maybe India is the one that deserves an apology for the boat on the water disinformation that has been splashed about against it.